What's going on, guys? This is David from DW Fitness, and today my video is going to be about the squat, specifically the low bar squat, because I've been utilizing this variation of the squat for a while and it has definitely helped me develop my physique and helped me develop and build my strength. I wanted to make a reasonably simple but also sort of comprehensive video for this movement because it is by far one of the best movements that I've included in my programming throughout my entire training. The squat is an amazing movement if done properly. Now, it's very important to do it safely, and today I'm just going to make a simple, comprehensive video about how you can perform the squat efficiently, safely, and effectively. At the same time, I wanted to make a little bit at the end. As you'll see in the video, I covered a couple of the most common dysfunctions that I've seen as a trainer and things that I've done to kind of help mediate this issue for certain clients. Again, these are by no means prescriptions. If you're dealing with some sort of imbalance, if you're dealing with specific injuries, etc., I would suggest you go see a qualified physical therapist or someone of that nature. But as a trainer, these are things that I've found to help improve my squat, improve clients' form, and I wanted to share with all of you today. So I truly hope this helps. Thank you so much, guys. Let's get off to the gym. What's good, guys? This is David checking in, and today I want to just cover the low bar squat. It has helped me develop my legs immensely and helped me develop a well-balanced physique. It also has strengthened so many parts of my body, like my back, my core, and everything. So I just wanted to cover it today. The first thing I want to talk about is breathing. There's a concept called the Valsalva maneuver where you take a deep breath in at the top when you're dealing with heavy loads to help stabilize your spine, and you hold that breath throughout the entire movement until you come back to the top. Now, do that if you don't have blood pressure issues, and it can help keep your spine stable and keep you safe. Hand placement. So I wanted to talk about utilizing the marks on the bar. This is really important just to systemize your setup. Using the low bar, it's extremely important to focus on getting the bar onto your rear delts once you create a systemized setup. So whether that be your middle finger, your ring finger, just choose a setup and stick to it. The next thing I want to just mention is one thing I see a lot is people cock their wrist bat with tons of weight. Eventually this can lead to issues, so I suggest keeping it neutral, like seen in this case. So in regards to your head position, I really suggest that when you do the low bar squat, try to keep a neutral head position, because doing so will help keep your spine in a healthy position and prevent any sort of excessive extension or flexion, which is just looking up too much or looking down too much. In regards to your depth, I'd really recommend that if your mobility allows, to try to get your hip crease below the knees. The reason for this is you're going to be below parallel, and by going lower, you're going to be targeting both your posterior and your anterior chain efficiently and keep things more balanced. So what if you lack the mobility though to do the low bar? So if you do lack mobility, a great movement to start would probably be the goblet squat. So if you really, let's say you have some pre-existing issues, the goblet squat you can't even do, then I would suggest seeing a physical therapist. But starting with the goblet squat is a great beginner movement if you're just trying to groove the squat movement, because it takes out all the components of walking out. It's just much easier to actually perform the goblet squat, and having an anterior load in front of you will really help you just focus on keeping the core tight. At the same time, you can even use your elbows to push the knees out if you struggle with keeping the knees out, just to cue yourself. So the hips are extremely important to strengthen in the squat if you want a strong squat. And my first recommendation when you're trying to include accessory work would be to first learn how to properly hip hinge. Once you do that, it's very important to start trying to strengthen your hips specifically. So maintaining contact with the head, upper back, and the sacrum is important. So Romanian deadlifts are what I'm showing here. And here you're standing on a plate. I'm standing on a plate to allow for a little more range of motion. So because I have extremely flexible hamstrings, this is probably not necessary for a lot of people, but for me, getting that little extra deficit really allows me to get better range of motion and get more work on my hamstrings. So I wanted to also talk about a very common imbalance and common mistake that occurs in the squat due to weaknesses in the quads, and that's basically hips shooting up prior to you actually squatting the weight up. So if you can see, when my hips shoot up, not much work is being done on the bar, and really all the load gets placed onto the hips, and so it's important to try to focus on strengthening the quads if you see this as a big issue. So Bulgarian split squats are what I'm showing in this video clip, and Bulgarian split squats are an amazing exercise to really challenge your legs, your core, your back, because you're carrying that weight with dumbbells. It's extremely effective as a single leg movement. It even targets your balance. So it's something I tend to incorporate into my lower body routines. I switch it up with the other exercises I'm about to show you guys now, but just focus on taking a deep breath in, dropping, powering up, and really keeping that shin perpendicular to the floor. The next exercise I'm showing here is a step up. So step ups are another amazing movement to really emphasize quad work and get those quads stronger. So by doing step ups, you can really focus on this goal. I'm just showing a box here, and this next movement is reverse lunges. It's also a really great movement. One of the most transferable movements, the squat, because you're actually pushing, you're bringing that leg back and you're pushing forward up, just pretty similar to the squat. As you'll see, I'm using a barbell in this case, and I used dumbbells in the previous case. So I'm just showing both variations just so you guys have an idea that you can use both. Forward lunges are also good, but as I was saying, the reverse lunges are actually better in my opinion if you're trying to transfer to the squat, because forward lunges you're actually pushing back. So what if you have knees caving in? So this is a very common thing I often see as well, where the knees basically roll in as you go through the concentric motion of the squat, which is pushing up. And basically what this indicates is that the inside of your legs, your adductors, are stronger than your gluteus medius and your external rotators, and that's the most likely cause. Other factors can play a role if you have flat feet, etc., but using a band to cue yourself can be really effective in that case. Thank you so much for watching this video today, guys. If you enjoyed it, please click that thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss future videos about fitness, confidence, and my life journey. I truly hope you found this video helpful, and I want to thank you so much again for watching it. See you guys all in the next.